Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This video is going to be more of a freewheel and skate on the 3 P's of real estate, specifically listing or selling a property. Most real estate agents break down or have their businesses broken down into two categories: buying and selling. Yes, there's subdivisions off of each of those primaries, but again, the main two are buying and selling. And again, this video is going to focus on the 3 P's: price, product, and promotion of listing a property. One of the things that we as real estate agents, and let me just give a full quick footnote or disclosure, all of this information, although coming from me, a real estate agent and team lead, are coming from my professional opinion. All of the advice that I'm giving you could be used if your intention is to list your property on your own for sale. So I just wanted to give that quick disclaimer that although I'm giving the information based on my years of experience in the realm of real estate, the video is being made to help you move forward in the best light when listing your property for sale. So that said, the first P stands for price. Okay, with price, and it's probably one of the most important factors when considering listing one's property, and we of course want to make sure that we have that as dialed in as possible. One of the first steps we do, again as professionals, is to compile data to complete what we call a CMA, comparable market analysis. Some people call it a home report, property value report, but the bottom line is we gather data and compile that data to come up with, for lack of a better word, a range between A and C. We dial it in B when we actually explain the next step, which is viewing the product. But sticking with price, when we want to put together that data, the data is compiled or gathered from the neighborhood, the subdivision. So what we do is take houses in that area that are, quote, apples for apples, and we also go back. There's a certain amount of time frame, and each market can vary with how far back you go, but traditionally you don't want to go back that far with a property that has been sold, and or we take in considerations properties that are under contract. Now, being under contract, there's no finite, or it's not a fact / done deal that the property will close for that amount, but we can see what it's under contract for, and then we can compare it to what properties have sold for in the area, and with, again, like properties. Leaving the other category to help us dial in the price would be properties like ours, or like the ones we're going to list that are active, or in the common tongue, for sale. So we take those properties that are for sale, those that are under contract, and those that are sold, and we put together all that information, and based on that we'll have a pretty good range of what the price will be initially. Now, all that being said, for a perfect market or a stable market, everything I've explained is exactly how we would go about comparing properties to complete a property report for you, or for somebody that's interested in selling their property. In the market currently here in the Valley of the Sun, for lack of a better term, all bets are off. I always joke around and try to give little stories or paint mental pictures so people can kind of understand where I'm coming from. And what I mean by that is, right now, because there's such a low inventory or availability of houses, the prices have to be, or we have to take in consideration that the inventory is so low. For the easiest way I can explain that would be, if I had the last bottle of water in the desert, the sticker price is not ultimately what I would be able to sell that bottle of water for. I can't, for lack of, again, a better term, say that everybody is going to be on board or be on the same program with what the price should be. But I can tell you that when there's a low supply and a high demand, typically the price goes up. So with that, we have the information now compiled, and we do have a range, again, between A and C. The next thing we have to do, which brings us to our next P in the three Ps, would be to explain or explore, or better worded, tour, visit the product. And the product is simply the property we're going to list for sale. So let's dive into the product. On to the product. And simply stated, the product is your house, the property we're going to list for sale. Now, the comparison I always give is if we were going to, or you were going to sell your car, you would probably have it detailed. Vacuum the interior, make sure stains are removed, put an air freshener within, and the outside or exterior of the vehicle would be washed, waxed, put some Armor All on the tires, and make sure the windows are smudge free. Pretty much the same thing with your property. Understanding you're still living there, so we'd like it as clutter free as possible and as show ready as possible, but you ultimately are still living in the property, and we understand day-to-day functions obviously have to occur. But that being said, and here's one of the best pro tips I can give you. We need to put the product in the best light for the last of the three Ps, which is promotion. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's stick with the product, making sure the product is as neat and as clean as possible. Typically, you're going to want to take photographs. If you're selling your house on your own, I'm sure you have the proper equipment, because remember, product is the house. We want to put the house in the best light, no pun intended, so making sure you have a good camera to take said pictures or video is going to be one of the most important steps to putting the product in front of people. So, tying back into making sure it's clutter free and show ready, if we have, again, we professionals, a listing appointment, we simply explain that we'll set up a date and a time that's best fit for you, for our professional photographers and our 3D tour person, perhaps even our drone pilot, to come over and do what they do best, put the house in the best light. My point to this is, it doesn't have to stay this way forever. You have an appointment. Prior to the appointment of the photographers coming over, you would want to put your house in that position, neat and clean. Put things where you need to put them. There could be a whole nother video on how exactly we prep your house for the listing, photography, and videos, but just giving you a general overall broad stroke of what we want to do. We just want to make the house or the product as presentable as possible, so when we go, as the term is, live with the property, it is as shiny as that car that has the wash and wax and tires and windows, etc., etc. Because we only, as they say, have one shot to make a first impression, especially when we're talking about the way houses or any product now are promoted, which is online. The majority of people start and end their shopping online. So we want to make sure that we put your product in the best possible position to obtain the highest price. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we're going to move right along to the last of the three Ps, which is promotion. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Rogers, Realtor and lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team here in the Valley of the Sun, Arizona. If you're thinking about buying, selling, renting, or investing, please reach out to me. All of my contact information could be found in the descriptions of our videos below, and we'd be more than happy to get you moving. As always, thank you for watching our videos and supporting our channel. Remember to keep a lookout for other links to videos that we think you'll enjoy. Till next time, take care. God bless America. Talk to you soon. Okay, we've made it to the last of the three P's in reference to listing your house for sale, and that would be promotion. And I'm trying to contain my excitement, but this part is huge. You have to make sure you knock this one out of the park. So we have the price dialed in. we have the product looking as nice as it can look, tip-top shape, ready to hit the market. Well, since most people start off online shopping, we need to make sure we put it, meaning your product, in front of as many people as possible. This way, we have the highest chance of the best candidates coming forward. And what I mean by that is, if somebody was going to list their house on their own, and again, that is an avenue, they may go to the local hardware store, obtain a red and white for sale sign with a black permanent marker, put their phone number on said sign, place it in the front of their property, and primarily who's going to reach out to them are neighbors and passerbys. The only real information they have is the information on the sign, which again typically is your phone number, and the best product promotion they have is the front of the house, whichever condition it is as they drive by. There's nothing wrong with that, but taking it to a professional level, when we have the price dialed in again, and the product looking as nice as it possibly can, the last, again, P in the 3 Ps is the promotion. So as not to repeat myself, but it's just so important that we nail this part of it. When we promote, we want to put it out in front of the masses everywhere. I can sit here and name all the different social media sites that we're all on, perhaps the second and third party real estate sites that we surf at night. You need to be everywhere. The product needs to be everywhere. The more hooks in the water, the shinier the hooks, the more the fish, aka potential buyers, are attracted to the product. That being a huge part of the equation of promotion. The second part or subpart of promotion is to make sure you're properly advertising or promoting the product. So there should be very little question when somebody is looking at said product online. They know exactly what it is. A description is there, the price is there, plenty of interior and probably exterior photos and or video. So when they actually come forth to gather questions, typically to set up a showing appointment for a tour of the product, they know exactly what they're getting themselves into, and it's typically exactly what they want to get themselves into. I hope that makes sense, because in the world of fast-moving media, you typically have about 3 to 5 seconds ballpark for somebody to continue to look at your product. So promoting that product is key. Yes, there are different parameters that people would put in initially: bedrooms and bathrooms, location, obviously price. But when they have those parameters dialed into their search and your product pops up, we absolutely, positively need to make sure we're promoting it with its best foot forward. Okay, thank you again for watching our videos.